The examples we can include as the temperature, pressure, or density, or sometimes mass, volume, entropy, and the internal energy also. So, what is the scalar point function then? A scalar point function is a scalar quantity phi which depends for its values on its opposite on its position, say x comma y comma z in a space. Then phi of x comma y comma z is called as the scalar point function. So we can give here certain examples like density of a rigid body, temperature distribution through any medium, or that medium can be anything like spherical shell or any bar or any hollow cylinder also, right? So these are the scalar point function which are dependent on the position, say x comma y comma z. Then come to the vector point function. The vector quantity means which has the direction f bar, which depends on its value on its position in three-dimensional space at any point, say x comma y comma z. Then that f bar of x comma y comma z is called as the vector point function. Some of the examples here we can give as fluid flow, what I yesterday also discussed with you. So velocity of that fluid flow or gravitational force, these are the directional point function, directive point function we can say, which can be termed as vector point function. So with these three definition, yesterday we defined the level surface also. That level surface is a surface in three-dimensional space, right? If the value of that phi, we are generally noting that the level surface in terms of phi of x comma y comma z is equal to something. So that phi on every that phi is said to be level surface in three-dimensional space if the value of phi on every point of phi has certain fixed constant values as c. So phi of x comma y comma z is equal to c is our surface level. So for example, density of uniform body that we can consider as the level surface. Now come to the next operator, del. So yesterday I told you that we are going to study three different topics here further. One, the different derivative operator del, then gradient of a scalar and curl of a vector. So that three points we are going to discuss over here. So that del, which is also called as the nabla, is the vector differential operator noted in this way and operated on the on certain functions. So del is represented by I bar into del by del x plus j bar into del by del y plus k bar into del by del z, and it is denoted by the symbol downward side directed, that triangle, and this is called as the del or nebula. Then come to the gradient of a scalar. If the del operator operates on a scalar point function phi, then we get a vector function del phi, and it's called as the gradient of a scalar point function phi, or simply grad of phi. So grad of phi, we are operating with this del operator on this scalar point function phi, right? It will be a function of x comma y comma z, and that grad of phi will be defined as I bar into del phi by del x plus j bar into del phi by del phi plus k bar into del phi by del z. We are taking here the partial derivatives as phi of x comma y comma z is a three variable function, and while taking derivative of phi with respect to x y z, the other two variables we are going to keep as constant. So corresponding to phi, we are differentiating with respect to x, and in that case we are keeping y and z constant. Y and z constant. While differentiating phi with respect to y, we will be keeping x and z constant. And while differentiating with respect to phi with respect to z, we will be keeping x and y constant. Okay. So let us try to understand the simplification of this grad of phi for any position vector. So let's consider a point P, which is any point on the level surface say phi of x comma y comma z is equal to c. Then r bar position vector can be written in terms of xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar, and its derivative we can mention as dxi bar plus dyj bar plus dzk bar. So gradient of phi into this dr taken the product in a dot product way can be defined in this way: I bar into del phi by del x plus j bar into del phi by del y plus k bar into del phi by del z dot dx I bar plus d by j bar plus dz k bar. And day before yesterday, I guess yesterday only we discussed about the preliminary or basics of vector algebra to get a product of two vectors which are defined in this way: a1 I bar plus a2 j bar plus a3 k bar dot b1 I bar plus b2 j bar plus b3 k bar can be written as a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus a3 b3. So this dot product of these two brackets now we can write down as del phi by del x into dx, del phi by del x into dx plus del phi by del y into dy plus del phi by del z into dz. And this is nothing but d phi. Yesterday we defined that. Suppose I'm having function phi as a function of three variables. Its total differential we can define as d phi is equal to del phi by del x into dx plus del phi by del y into dy plus del phi by del z into dz. So now you can get over here this particular result, which is on right hand side, is the resultant term after taking the dot product of these two, gradient of phi into dr. So this particular term now we can equate with this d phi, right? And this is equal to 0. Am I right? If phi is the level surface, this is equal to 0 if phi is the level surface. Now why it is equal to 0? So when we write down phi as certain constant c, so phi equal to c is our level surface, and when we write down the total differential in this way, right? In that case, d phi I'm going to get as 0. The reason we mentioned over here. So corresponding to the level surface, this particular equality holds good for the gradient of phi. Am I right? So we can say that del phi is perpendicular to dr. So gradient of phi over that surface, suppose I'm having here certain position vector say r, इसका डेरिवेटिव हमने निकाला डायरेक्शन में, सो हमारा जो डेल फाई है इन दिस डायरेक्शन जनरली पैरेलल परपेंडिकुलर होता है इन दिस डायरेक्शन, एंड यहाँ पर हमारा डी आर है, सो दिस इज परपेंडिकुलर as dr bar acts along the tangent p of x comma y. So यहाँ पर जो tangent है इसके along हमारा dr होगा, what I have drawn in this particular figure, and hence del phi acts along the normal to the surface. So इस particular surface पर इस point और tangent के corresponding ये perpendicular होगा. Alright, at point P. So suppose this point is P over here. Alright. Yes. So remember this particular result also. Then del phi at P we are going to get as a vector normal to the surface at point P. And n cap I can write down here as del phi upon modulus of del phi, which is a unit vector normal. Means किसी भी surface के लिए in the three dimensional space, suppose I'm having any point over here, the tangent normal we can draw over here, and at this point if we define a normal in upward direction, so that is represented by this del phi. So this is the geometrical meaning of this divergence of phi. I'm sorry, gradient of phi. Right? Then this is the point P on the tangent and dr bar. We are going to find out over here. So del phi dot dr bar we are going to get at 0 means these two vectors are perpendicular to each other. Then dot product is equal to 0. Remember that part. And here, while mentioning that gradient of phi, what expression we mentioned over here, we are taking the gradient of a scalar function, but the resultant term will be your vector. So remember that part. Yesterday also I was about to tell you that dot product is a scalar term. Let me take one journal over here. Yes, a bar dot d bar. We are taking dot product. The resultant term is scalar. Dot product we are taking for two vectors, right? Then a bar cross b bar will always be a vector. Then we are taking triple product a bar, b bar, and c bar. So the operation follows like this, or it follows like this. Then the resultant term is again a scalar term. So this is called as the scalar triple product also. Then we consider the box vector triple product also, which is written in this way. This is a bar cross b bar cross c bar. This is going to give you the resultant term as the vector. Now we have defined del of phi, where phi is a scalar function and del is the operator. So resultant term we are going to get as a vector, right? So डॉट प्रोडक्ट लेने पर कहाँ पर स्केलर मिल रहा है, क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट लेने पर कहाँ पर वेक्टर मिल रहा है, all that things should be in our mind while solving the problems. Okay, coming to the next part, some standard result for gradient of a scalar function we are going to remember for problem solving. So the first result for any scalars u as well as v, gradient gradient of u plus minus v we can write down as del of u plus minus del of v. So addition of two scalar functions we are having, and this operator we are operating on this. So it's defined as del u of plus minus del of v. So for product, it can be written as like the derivative we have taken for a single variable function u into v के लिए जैसे हमने डेरिवेटिव लिया था, keeping one constant derivative of other function. So u and v are the functions of x over here, and we differentiated u with respect to x, keeping v as constant, and further keeping u as constant we differentiated v with respect to x. Likewise यहाँ पर हम ये gradient वाला operator यूज कर सकते हैं. So this is del of u into v can be written as u into del of v plus v into del of u. Then subtraction. Del of u by v is equal to v into del of u minus u into del of v upon v square. So this result also you can find analogy of this particular result with the result of derivative you noted earlier in terms of this ratio u by v. So u by v rule of differentiation जैसे हमने अप्लाई किया था, v constant derivative of u with respect to I'm sorry, derivative of u with respect to x minus u constant derivative of v with respect to x divided by v square. So we can find out the same analogy over here for the operator del, and we are applying that operator on the scalar functions. So this is v into del of u minus u into del of v upon v square. If I'm having a scalar constant multiplied with the scalar function, in that case, that constant we can take outside and I can operate with del of u with the scalar function, where a is the constant. Then del of f of u, I can write down as f dash of u into del of u. So corresponding to the standard result, we are going to solve few problems on gradient of certain scalar functions in this way. So let us consider the first example for gradient operator. See the question. Prove that del of f of r is equal to f dash of r into r bar upon r, where r bar is the position vector given as xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. Right? So let us prove this particular result by following the rules just to be mentioned for the del operator. So from above result, let us consider with the left hand side. This is del of f of r, right? How to find it out and how to prove this particular one. Now del of f of r, from this result, fifth result, we can mention that this is f dash of r into del of r. Our main task is to find out this del of r over here. So del of f of r is the f dash of r into the del operator operated on r. Am I right? And what is r is? This is xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. Now f dash of r, I'll keep as it is. While operating with this operator over r, I will mention what that r is here. So r is xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. Here also I'll put the r in similar way. So the entire r we have to find out. This is our r bar. लेकिन अगर हमें r find out करना है तो I have to take the modulus of that. This r is equal to r into r cap. So I just want r over here, not the r bar or not the r cap even. So find out that r by using this formula square root of x square plus y square plus z square. Suppose I am having any function, any vector x a bar in terms of a1 I bar plus a2 j bar plus a3 k bar. In that case, modulus of a is equal to square root of a1 square plus a2 square plus a3 square we can put down. So using this particular result from prerequisites, r की value हम लिख सकते हैं. This is square root of x square plus y square plus z square. And now we can take the derivative of this r. So derivative of r with respect to x, keeping y and z we have to keep as constant. So that goes in a partial derivative way. So for direct second year student, I'll explain this particular part. अगर हमारा function u is the function of x comma y comma z है, so while taking the derivative of u with respect to any one of the variable, we keep the other two variable constant. So that will make us that will give us a very easy way to find out the derivative corresponding to the given variable. Sorry, अब हमें यहाँ पर क्या दिया है? R is equal to square root of x square plus y square plus z square. So we can take the uh, derivative of this particular function, or I can simplify a bit. I can take the square over here of both of the sides. In that case, I can write down the derivative as this is 2r del r by del x. इसका डेरिवेटिव विद रिस्पेक्ट टू x, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड का डेरिवेटिव, एंड राइट हैंड साइड का डेरिवेटिव इज 2x. राइट? y स्क्वायर का डेरिवेटिव 0 हो जाएगा, z स्क्वायर का डेरिवेटिव 0 हो जाएगा, बिकॉज y and z while taking the derivative with respect to x will be treated as constant. So what I can get over here, this is del r by del x is equal to x by r. So derivative of r with respect to x I'm going to get in this way, x divided by r, right? So either you keep square root as it is, or you take the square and then take the differentiation. Ultimately, the result will be unique one. In similar pattern, I can find out the derivative of this function 1 with respect to, this is with respect to x. Now with respect to 1 also I can find out in similar way. So differentiate left hand side. This is 2r into del r by del y. मैं ऐसा लिख सकती हूँ क्योंकि r जो है वो x y z तीनों का फंक्शन है. एंड राइट हैंड साइड x स्क्वायर डेरिवेटिव आई कैन राइट डाउन एज 0 plus derivative of y square I can write down as 2y plus derivative of z square is equal to 0. So 2 we will be cancelling out, and I can get r or del r by, let me erase this, del r by del y is equal to y by r. And similarly, we can find out the derivative with respect to z. So we are putting all that derivatives with respect to x, with respect to y, and with respect to z in this particular solution. So, and we are mentioning that over here. So the very first step, I repeat once again, I have used this particular property and I noted the result in this way. So this is your equation one. And then we are dealing with this del of r. So that's my step second. And while dealing with the del of r, we use the formula for r in this way. So that is a crucial step. Then del of r with respect to xyz we mentioned and the entire term now we can put up over here. However, equation 2 you can put down this. So del r by del x, del r by del y and del r by del z we are expecting to write down in equation 2. So this can be written in this way. Del of r is equal to f dash of r into I bar into x by r, j bar into y by r plus k bar into z by r. Right? And now take r common outside. So I will be getting this as f dash of r upon r into xi bar plus yj bar plus z times k bar. And this is nothing but your function r bar. So final result is f dash of r into r bar. I'm sorry, I should not write down dot here because here it might be misinterpreted further. So this is f dash of r into r bar upon r. So that's my final result for del of f of r. Got it? So what is that f of r is? It might be any function of r like r square or r raised to n or sine of r, right? Or e raised to power r or anything else. So हर कोई जो फंक्शन है r के फॉर्म में उसके लिए हम ये रिजल्ट ग्रेडियंट के फॉर्म में हमेशा अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. इट्स वेरी इजी टू अप्लाई दिस रिजल्ट frequently to get the subsequent application of this del over the f of r in a easy way. Am I clear? Is this problem is clear to everyone? Because this problem is a VIMP problem from this part, which we started today. Shall I explain any part of this particular problem to anyone? Let me know. Or shall I proceed?
Ma'am, can you explain it again?
ओके सो मैं जर्नल पर एक्सप्लेन करती हूँ. ठीक है, ये प्रॉब्लम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है एंड विद दैट प्रॉब्लम यू कैन ड्रॉ आउट वेरी मोर फर्दर रिजल्ट्स आल्सो. सो आई जस्ट स्टार्ट दैट प्रॉब्लम हियर. हमें फाइंड आउट करना है del ऑफ एफ ऑफ आर, राइट? एंड प्रॉब्लम में दिया है कि ये होता है एफ डैश ऑफ आर इंटू आर बार अपॉन आर. So I'm starting with the steps which is in the problems itself, that del of f of u is equal to f dash of u into del of u. इस रिजल्ट के साथ हम स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, सो del of f of r we can write down as f dash of r into del of r. All of you agree? I will put out this as equation 1. इस रिजल्ट के साथ हम मैप करके ये लिख रहे हैं. बट डेल ऑफ आर इज नॉट. सो डेल ऑफ आर फाइंड आउट करने के लिए मैं डेल ऑपरेटर का यूज कर रही हूँ. आई बार इंटू डेल बार डेल एक्स प्लस जे बार इंटू डेल बार डेल वाई प्लस के बार इंटू डेल बार डेल जेड. सो दिस इज योर ऑपरेटर. जैसे हमारा डेरिवेटिव ऑपरेटर है ना, हमने डी से लिखा था डी ऑफ साइन एक्स इज क्या होता है कॉस एक्स. ये डेरिवेटिव है, हम सिर्फ डी एंड साइन एक्स का प्रोडक्ट नहीं ले रहे. सो वैसे ये आपका ऑपरेटर है. किस पर ऑपरेट हो रहा है? आर पर. Am I right? So let me write down here in this way that I into del by del x plus j bar into del by del y plus k bar into del by del z operated on r. Now यहाँ पर मैं इस इक्वेशन को पुट अप करती हूँ, लेकिन ये r है क्या? r is the modulus of r1 can be written as square root of r1 का फर्स्ट कंपोनेंट x square, r का second component y square, third component corresponding to z, it's z axis, it is z, so it's z square. So r है आपका ये, right? तो मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, इसका डेरिवेटिव ले रही हूँ। चलो अब स्क्वायर रूट के साथ डेरिवेटिव लेते हैं। डेरिवेटिव ऑफ आर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू एक्स कीपिंग वाई एंड जेड कांस्टेंट। सो ये क्या हो गया, 1 अपॉन ट्वाइस ऑफ स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस वाई स्क्वायर प्लस जेड स्क्वायर। रूट एक्स का डेरिवेटिव क्या होता है, 1/2 रूट एक्स। इन सिमिलर वे इनटू, अब ये पूरी जो टर्म है ना, इसका डेरिवेटिव एक्स स्क्वायर का डेरिवेटिव 2x, वाई स्क्वायर का डेरिवेटिव 0, जेड स्क्वायर का डेरिवेटिव 0। सो यहाँ से 2 कैंसिल हो जाएगा। लेकिन ये जो स्क्वायर रूट की टर्म है ना नीचे, वो है क्या एक्चुअली, ये है आर। सो आर का डेरिवेटिव विद रिस्पेक्ट टू एक्स हमें क्या मिला है, एक्स बाय आर, राइट। सो ये है आपका फर्दर सब्सिक्वेंट पार्ट। सेकंड क्या है, विद रिस्पेक्ट टू वाई आपको इसे डिफरेंशिएट करना है, तो क्या होगा डेरिवेटिव, 1/2 ऑफ स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस वाई स्क्वायर प्लस जेड स्क्वायर इनटू एक्स स्क्वायर का डेरिवेटिव 0 क्योंकि एक्स को कांस्टेंट रख रहे हैं, वाई स्क्वायर का डेरिवेटिव 2y एंड जेड स्क्वायर का डेरिवेटिव 0 क्योंकि जेड को कांस्टेंट रख रहे हैं। क्यों, क्योंकि वाई के रिस्पेक्टिव ले रहे हैं ना, तो अदर वेरिएबल कांस्टेंट ट्रीट किए जाएंगे। तो यहाँ पर भी मुझे ये मिलता है न्यूमरेटर में y, ये 2 कैंसिल हो जाएंगे एंड डिनोमिनेटर की ये स्क्वायर रूट की टर्म है r। सो del r by del y is equal to y by r। And in similar way, exactly similar way, del of r, del r with respect to z is going to be z upon r. Is this part is now clear? Okay. So ये जो r की वैल्यू है ना, वो यहाँ पर पुटअप करती हूँ। This is x square plus y square plus z square bracket raised to half। तो ये तो पूरा हमने सिंप्लीफाई किया। अब पाई 2 हमें मिलता क्या है, del of r is equal to I bar into del by del x of r plus j bar del r by del y plus k bar into del r by del z। ऐसा क्यों लिखा हमने, क्योंकि इन दोनों के बीच में ना तो डॉट है ना ही क्रॉस है। तो ये डायरेक्टली ऑपरेशन इस वे में ऑपरेट होगा। Now, del r by del x, del r by del y, del r by del z, all these three values you determine. So let us put down that this is I bar into x by r plus j bar into y by r plus k bar into z by r। हमारे so take that 1/r common outside and यहाँ पर हमें क्या मिलता है, x I bar plus y j bar plus z k bar। So please try to avoid to put any kind of dot in between, though we are taking the plane product। क्योंकि डॉट का मीनिंग वेक्टर अलजेब्रा में अलग है, क्रॉस का मीनिंग अलग है। But this particular term is given in the problem itself. So this is x, this is r bar upon this r as it is। So del of r हमें क्या मिला है, r bar upon r, and that we are mentioning over in equation 1। Therefore, by 1 now we are getting this is del of f of r, any function of r is always equal to f dash of r into r bar upon r। So let me take your few example। Suppose I am having sin of r, first example, ठीक है। So this implies del of sin of r is, sin का डेरिवेटिव क्या है, cos of r, right, into r bar upon r। ये आपका सॉल्यूशन होगा। सेकंड, अगर मेरे पास फंक्शन है f of r आपको दिया है e raised to power 3r। So what will be del of f of r, that is e raised to power 3r। This is e raised to power 3r into 3 into del of r, that is यहाँ पर मैं into के डॉट की जगह into लिखती हूँ, r bar upon r। जो फाइनल आंसर इज 3 into e raised to power 3r into r bar upon r। So ये हमारा आंसर है। Got my point, everyone? So this is a crucial problem in your result. So try to recognize in that way। So किसी भी r function r के function के लिए आप ये result हमेशा लिख सकते हो। So you can consider this as the standard result। ये standard result है जो आप हमेशा याद रख सकते हो बाकी के problem solve करने के लिए, ठीक है। Second question, find the angle between normals to the surface xy is equal to z square at these 2 points, right? Now try to understand the surface. This is xy minus z square is equal to 0. So this is your phi of x comma y comma z is equal to 0. हमने लेवल सरफेस के लिए क्या लिखा था? phi of x comma y comma z is equal to c. हमारे यहाँ पर c की वैल्यू क्या है? 0 और ये है आपका x comma y comma z का फंक्शन. हमारे सो इस पर्टिकुलर फंक्शन पर मुझे नॉर्मल्स फाइंड आउट करने हैं. सो फॉर एनी सरफेस इन द थ्री डायमेंशनल स्पेस, इफ आई एम कंसीडरिंग एनी पॉइंट, इसके लिए जो नॉर्मल है वो रिप्रेजेंट होता है डेल ऑफ फाई के साथ. डेल ऑफ फाई के साथ. सो ये एक आपका पॉइंट है सिर्फ पी, सॉरी, एंड यहाँ पर ये है पॉइंट आपका क्यू जो दूसरा पार्ट है. यहाँ पर भी हम नॉर्मल फाइंड आउट करें. सो दैट डेल ऑफ फाई रिप्रेजेंट्स द नॉर्मल इन दिस डायरेक्शन एट दिस पॉइंट. सो इनके बीच का एंगल फाइंड आउट करना है. सो आई एक्सटेंड दैट and this represents the angle between the two normals. So वो हमें find out करना है. Am I right? Okay, so let's find it out. And उसके लिए मुझे del phi तो find out करना पड़ेगा, right? Del phi कैसे find out करते हैं? ये आपका function है, find out del phi. Now phi क्या है? ये r का function नहीं है. So यहाँ पर जैसे आपने ये लिखा था, ये r का function नहीं है. This is the function of x, y, z. So carefully handle it. Del of f of r is a different term. Del of phi is a different part. Okay? Yes. So del of phi we always put down in this way. I into del phi by del x plus j bar into del phi by del y plus k into del phi by del z. Phi क्या है आपका? x y minus z square. So put that value everywhere in this term and take the derivative of that phi with respect to x, y, z respectively. So इस term का derivative with respect to x keeping y and z constant क्या है? 1. इसी term का derivative with respect to y keeping x and z constant क्या है? 1. बरोबर है? का चुकता है क्या? I'm telling you the wrong derivatives at these positions. डेरिवेटिव मी सांगितलेले करेक्ट आहेत का? चुकीचे आहेत? फाई का डेरिवेटिव विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू एक्स कीपिंग वाई एंड जेड कांस्टेंट वो हो जाएगा एक्स, आई एम सॉरी वाई. डेरिवेटिव ऑफ फाई विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू वाई कीपिंग एक्स एज कांस्टेंट, सो डेरिवेटिव हो जाएगा एक्स. प्रोडक्ट में है ना दोनों के टर्म्स. देन फाई का डेरिवेटिव विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू जेड दैट इज माइनस टू जेड. सो ये है आपका डेल ऑफ फाई. Right? So del of phi we determined, but we don't know the values of x, y and z. So इस surface पर किसी भी पॉइंट पर आप surface को normal निकाल सकते हो. And two of that point we have given. So del phi represents the vector normal, and ये vector normal हमें दो अलग अलग point पर निकालना है. So let us find out that. So for point 1,4,2 del of y can be determined as 4 of I bar plus j bar minus 4 k bar. Right? Put the values of x, y, z in over here. Then second normal we can find out with del phi subjected to the point minus 3 and 3. So हमें मिलता है minus 3 I bar plus minus 3 j bar minus twice of z, that is 6 minus 6 k bar. So ये है हमारे दो normals, and now let us find out the angle between them, which is a very easy task, can be completed with the help of this formula. किसी भी दो वेक्टर्स के बीच का अगर मुझे डॉट प्रोडक्ट एंगल निकालना है, then this formula can be implemented. Ni bar dot n2 bar upon n1 n2, which are the modulus of that both of the vectors. So आपका फर्स्ट वेक्टर है n1 bar, which is this one, dot n2 bar है ये वेक्टर, right, divided by square root of.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes बेटा.
Ma'am, for n2 bar it should be plus 6k bar, right?
How? Z की वैल्यू क्या
Ma'am.
है यहाँ पर? Is 3 ना?
My
3 into 2 is 6 and minus n will be
Okay,
continued
ma'am.
as it is. Yes?
ma'am, I saw it wrongly. So.
Okay. Yeah, no issues. So square root of 16 plus 1 plus 16. So components जो है हमारे n1 वेक्टर्स के वो है along xyz directions 4 1 and minus 4, take the square of all. So this is 16 plus 1 plus 16, so 32 plus 1 33, right? And then components of n2 with xyz axis are minus 3 minus 3 and minus 6, so that squares of all 9 plus 9 plus 66, so in addition 18 plus 36 54, so 9 upon square root of 33 into square root of 54. So this is the simplification for what? For cos theta. But we want the angle, so theta can be written as cos inverse of this particular number. And hence the problem is solved. हमें पूछा गया था कि angle between two normals of the surface at two different points क्या है? तो वो हमने निकाला है. Now that the angle actually can be calculated with the help of calci. Calci पर अगर cos inverse का ऑप्शन है तो उसके साथ ये एंगल भी हम फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं. Yes, for 9 and 1, yes, that cos inverse option is there. You can mention this particular value over there and you can calculate what that theta actually is. Right? Else, it's all the way fine if you are substituting like this only. Hmm? Is this problem is clear? डेल का ऑपरेशन हम कैसे कर रहे हैं, डेल ऑपरेटर हम कैसे यूज कर रहे हैं, ये समझ में आ रहा है सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let us go further. Before we go for next set of problems, I must understand this particular concept which is called as the orthogonal surfaces. Orthogonal meaning आपको पता होगा. What is the orthogonality? Can anybody explain me?
90 degree.
Sorry? Yes,
90
it's
degree.
correct. 90 degrees. So there must be an angle of 90 degrees between the two quantities which we are checking for the orthogonal property. Now what that quantities will be, that might be straight line, that might be different curves, that might be different objects, right? That might be any mathematical terminology where we are going to check out the orthogonality. So that property is related with the perpendicularism. So two surfaces are said to intersect each other orthogonally if normals to the surfaces at the point of contact intersect at right angle. Very true. Suppose ये एक मेरे पास surface है जो मैं थ्री डायमेंशनल में बात कर रही हूँ. एक्चुअली यहाँ पर मैं जब ड्रॉ करती हूँ ना तो थ्री डायमेंशनल का ऑब्जेक्ट मैं ड्रॉ नहीं कर पाऊंगी इफेक्टिवली. लेकिन अगर ये एक मेरे पास ऑब्जेक्ट है दूसरा एक ऑब्जेक्ट है, so this is your point of contact. At this point of contact, suppose I am finding out the normal over here and over here somewhere. So ये इन दोनों के बीच का जो एंगल है वो हमारा 90 डिग्रीज होना चाहिए. Right? So that two surfaces then said to be orthogonal to each other. Then coming to the perpendicular vectors definition. Two vectors are said to be perpendicular if their dot product is 0. So a simple definition of perpendicular vectors. So same definition we can implement while checking out whether the given surfaces are orthogonal or not. Right? तो यहाँ पर हमने ये जो surface देखा है, दो vectors orthogonal vectors, sorry, the normals जो हमने यहाँ पर निकाले, they are not orthogonal to each other because the cos of theta we are not going to get as the 90, right? Let's come to the next set of problem. Okay, ये problem ना prior section का है जहाँ पर हमने वेक्टर फंक्शन ऑफ स्केलर वेरिएबल के साथ डील किया था, f बार ऑफ t के साथ डील किया था. हमने टेंजेंट नॉर्मल फाइंड आउट किए थे एंड उनके बीच का एंगल फाइंड आउट किया था. So all of you can be with this kind of problem. So मैं इस problem को skip करके, yes, हाँ, ऊपर जो हमने कंसेप्ट देखा है ना, ओके, ये कंसेप्ट शायद इसलिए यहाँ पर मैंने इंक्लूड किया था. आई कुड रिमेम्बर दिस पर्टिकुलर पार्ट. मैंने ये जो परपेंडिकुलर वेक्टर्स के बारे में यहाँ पर लिखा है ना, तो परपेंडिकुलर वेक्टर्स के बारे में या एंगल बिटवीन टू वेक्टर्स के बारे में फॉर्मूला कैसे यूज करना है, इसके लिए ये प्रॉब्लम मैंने डाला था यहाँ पर, जो हम प्रायर सेक्शन में ऑलरेडी अप्लाई कर चुके हैं. ठीक है, तो ये प्रॉब्लम आप देख लेना एक बार. And now we are dealing with the orthogonality of two different surfaces. So यहाँ पर एक प्रॉब्लम ऐसे दिया है हमें कि find two constants a and b so that this surface we can say that as a phi 1 will be orthogonal to this surface which we can term as phi 2 at this point. So ये आपका point of contact है, ये आपका पॉइंट ऑफ कांटेक्ट है जहां पर आपको जो नॉर्मल से वो फाइंड आउट करने हैं एंड उनका एंगल, उन दोनों के बीच का जो एंगल है वो हमें 90 डिग्रीज आता है, ये दिया है एंड हेंस यूजिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रॉपर्टी ए एंड बी की वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी है. ठीक है, लेट अस फाइंड इट आउट. सो वी आर गोइंग टू टर्न द फर्स्ट थिंग हियर phi 1 फर्स्ट सरफेस ओवर हियर एज phi 1 ax square minus 2b yz minus a plus 4x is equal to 0. So it's your surface, level surface. Second surface आपको दिया है 4x square y plus z cube minus 4 is equal to 0. So for both of the surface we will find out del phi 1 and del phi 2 because del phi represents the perpendicular to the surface at a particular point. Am I right? So ये पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट तो यहाँ पर हमें दे के रखे, तो दोनों भी सरफेसेस के लिए इस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट पर जो कि पॉइंट ऑफ कांटेक्ट है, इस पर हमें डेल फाई फाइंड आउट करना है एंड उन दोनों के बीच का एंगल 90 डिग्रीज है, ये दे के रखा है. एंड अगर ये 90 डिग्रीज है, ये दे के रखा है, तो ए एंड बी की वैल्यूज क्या हो सकती है, ये इसका प्रेडिक्शन हमें यहाँ पर निकालना है. सो लेट अस फाइंड आउट डेल फाई फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. सो डेल फाई मीन्स होगा क्या, यहाँ पर एक स्टेप डायरेक्टली अवॉइड करके ये आंसर लिखा है. व्हाट इज द डेल फाई? I bar del phi by del x plus j bar del phi by del y plus k bar del phi by del z. Am I right? So ये तीनों चीजें यहाँ पर लिखी है. So this is del phi by del x means phi 1 का डेरिवेटिव with respect to x keeping y and z constant. So ये डेरिवेटिव क्या होगा? a constant x square का डेरिवेटिव 2a x, right? Then और किसी टर्म में x है यहाँ पर, तो इस टर्म का डेरिवेटिव इस टर्म का डेरिवेटिव तो जीरो हो जाएगा जब हम x के रिस्पेक्टिव डिफरेंशिएट कर रहे हैं. माइनस a प्लस 4 कॉन्स्टेंट x का डेरिवेटिव 1. तो हमारी जो डेल फाई बाय डेल x की जो टर्म आएगी ना, वो आएगी ये i बार, राइट, प्लस j बार इंटू डेल फाई बाय डेल y. अब इस फाई का डेरिवेटिव हम लेते हैं विद रिस्पेक्ट टू y कीपिंग x कांस्टेंट, तो इसका डेरिवेटिव हो गया 0, इसका डेरिवेटिव हो गया माइनस 2bz, y का डेरिवेटिव 1 एंड यहाँ पर इसका डेरिवेटिव भी हो गया 0. सो हमारा जो डेरिवेटिव आ रहा है वो इस टर्म से आ रहा है माइनस 2bz इंटू जे प्लस के बार इंटू डेल फाई बाय डेल z. अब ये जो डेरिवेटिव आ रहा है वो आ रहा है कौन सी टर्म से, लेट अस चेक आउट. ax स्क्वायर इसका डेरिवेटिव 0 हो जाएगा z के रिस्पेक्टिव, माइनस 2by z का डेरिवेटिव 1, तो हमारा डेरिवेटिव आ रहा है इस टर्म से, राइट, माइनस इस टर्म का डेरिवेटिव 0 क्योंकि z के रिस्पेक्टिव ले रहा है. सो हमारी थर्ड टर्म होगी डेल फाई 1 की माइनस 2by के इज इक्वल टू 0. सो ये हो गया आपका डेल ऑफ फाई 1 एंड in similar mode del of phi 2 also you can obtain. This becomes 8xy, right, बाकी डेरिवेटिव बाकी टर्म्स के डेरिवेटिव 0 है del phi by del x के लिए. del phi by del y के लिए फर्स्ट टर्म का डेरिवेटिव है 4x स्क्वायर, बाकी दोनों टर्म्स के डेरिवेटिव है 0. एंड del phi by del z के लिए फर्स्ट टर्म का डेरिवेटिव है 0, सेकंड टर्म का डेरिवेटिव है 3z स्क्वायर एंड फोर्थ टर्म का इस टर्म का डेरिवेटिव है 0 once again. So your final del phi 2 is 8xy I bar plus 4x square j bar plus 3z square k bar is equal to 0. Correct? Okay. Now here we will put up the values of x, y and z from the point of contact 1, -1, 2. So n1 your first सरफेस के लिए इस पॉइंट पर आपका वेक्टर नॉर्मल, सो दैट इज गोइंग टू बी दिस वन इक्वल टू 0. एंड क्या करना है, x की वैल्यू 1 रखनी है, y की वैल्यू -1 रखनी है और z की वैल्यू रखनी है 2. सो x is equal to 1, so this is 2a minus a बचेगा -4, a -4, z की वैल्यू है 2, so this is -4b एंड y की वैल्यू है -1, तो ये +2b हो जाएगा इंटू k बार n2 normal vector at the same point for the other surface. So at this point दूसरे surface के लिए जो वेक्टर होगा वो आएगा वेक्टर नॉर्मल, ये आएगा -8 I bar plus 4j bar plus 12k bar. And now we are having two vectors n1 and n2. And for two surfaces we have given one important conditions that they are orthogonal. That means n bar dot n2 bar is equal to 0. Alright, and hence use this particular property of orthogonality to find out your values of a and b. So n1 bar dot n2 bar का product 0 आएगा because of the orthogonality, but n1 and n2 we are having with us, their dot product can be written as इन दोनों का product consecutive, then इन दोनों का product, and then इन दोनों का product, excluding that ijk. So -8 times a minus 4 plus -4b into 4, so -16b plus 2b into 12, so 24b is equal to 0. Alright. So I'm going to get the condition as a is equal to 4b for the product of two vector normals which are having the property of orthogonality for the given surfaces. Am I right? Okay. Now this is your first equation. A and B के फॉर्म में हमें एक ही इक्वेशन मिला. अगर मुझे दूसरा भी इक्वेशन मिलता है तो ही मैं ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर पाऊंगी and I can get the exact values of A and B. So दूसरा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के लिए हम पुट अप कर रहे हैं ये स्टेप. Point 1, -1, 2 lies on the surface this one. ये दूसरे सरफेस पर भी लाई करता है, लेकिन दूसरे सरफेस में कोई भी a या b की वैल्यू नहीं है, सो आई कैन यूज दैट. सो पहला जो सरफेस है हमारा पॉइंट इस सरफेस पर लाई करता है, देन दैट मस्ट सैटिस्फाई द इक्वेशन ऑफ दैट सरफेस. सो ये वैल्यू x y z की यहाँ पर पुट अप करते हैं, सो आई विल गेट वन मोर इक्वेशन इन टर्म्स ऑफ a and b which is this one. So through this equation I'm getting b is equal to 1. जब b is equal to 1 है तो इक्वेशन 1 से मुझे a की वैल्यू मिलेगी जो कि होगी 5. So a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 1 के लिए ये पर्टिकुलर दो जो सरफेसेस है उनके ऑर्थोगोनल है, वो हमारी कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई करेंगे. Got it? Got it everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Now remember these remarks also for few further problems. Vector in the direction of line x minus alpha, हमारी 3 डायमेंशनल स्पेस में जो लाइन का इक्वेशन दिया जाता है, 2 डायमेंशनल स्पेस में लाइन का इक्वेशन क्या है, y इक्वल टू ax प्लस b या y इज इक्वल टू mx प्लस c. ठीक है, ये हमारा 2 डायमेंशनल प्लेन में लाइन का इक्वेशन है. लेकिन जब हम 3 डायमेंशनल स्पेस पर जाते हैं तो लाइन का इक्वेशन इस फॉर्मेट में रिप्रेजेंट किया जाता है, x माइनस अल्फा अपॉन a plus y minus beta upon b plus z minus gamma upon c, where a, b and c are the direction ratios and alpha, beta, gamma are the coordinates of any point on that line. मीन जैसे हमने ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व किया है ना कि अगर हमारे पास दो पॉइंट्स है 2, 3 and -1, 4, then write down the equation of line passing through these 2 points. तो हमने ये इक्वेशन लिखा, राइट? कैसे लिखा? y minus y2 अपॉन y1 minus y2 is equal to x minus x2 अपॉन x1 minus x2. सो क्या आया इक्वेशन हमारा? y minus 4 अपॉन -1 is equal to x plus 1 upon 3. So इक्वेशन आया हमारा x minus 3y, right? ओके, मैं माइनस साइन यहाँ पर जोड़ देती हूँ. दिस इज 3y minus x, I'm sorry, minus x minus 3y is equal to, I'm sorry, minus x minus 3y, and यहाँ से मुझे मिलेगा minus 12 and this is minus 1, 11. तो ये हो गया हमारा इक्वेशन इन दो पॉइंट से जाने वाला. इन सिमिलर वे अगर हमारे पास 3 डायमेंशनल स्पेस में एक पॉइंट दिया है अल्फा बीटा गामा एंड एक्स वाई जेड आर एनी पॉइंट ऑन दैट स्ट्रेट लाइन, देन वन पॉइंट फॉर्मूला के साथ एंड इफ ऑब्वियसली द डायरेक्शन रेशियोज ए बी सी आर गिवन, इन दैट केस द इक्वेशन ऑफ द लाइन कैन बी रिटन इन दिस वे. राइट, ये मैं इसलिए बता रही हूँ क्योंकि यहाँ पर जो हमने डिनोमिनेटर में लिखा है ना, दिस इज y1 minus y2 and x1 minus x2. So that is nothing but the direction ratios of that particular line. In x direction is y direction. So this is your equation of line where the vector in the direction of the line we can put down in terms of the direction ratios a b c. So this is a I bar plus b j bar plus c k bar is the vector along the direction of the line. So the simply इतना याद रखो कि ये जो वेक्टर है in the given direction can be determined with the help of the direction ratios we are having in the denominator. So ai bar plus bj bar plus ck bar is your vector in this direction of the line. Second is the tangent vector to the surface x is equal to x of t, y is equal to y of t, z is equal to z of t is dr bar by dt. ये हमने प्रायर सेक्शन में पढ़ा था. So we determine the dr bar by dt velocity vector for the given curve in this format, where r is equal to this one and dr bar by dt is equal to dx by dt into I bar plus dy by dt into j bar plus dz by dt into k bar. So x, y, z we are having in terms of t over here. Okay? Third, normal vector to the surface phi at any point p is given by del phi at that point p. Very simple, जो हमने ऊपर सॉल्व किया था, right? Then next is vector which is equally inclined with the coordinate axis is I bar, j bar, k bar. Means ये अगर आपका x axis है, if this is your y axis and this is your z axis, तो इन तीनों के axis को equally inclined जो vector होगा वो होगा making equal angle with each of the axis. Right? वो होगा ये I bar plus j bar plus k bar. So a few remarks based on the type gradient of phi we have to remember to solve few more problems which are coming up in next subsequent section. So next part है हमारा direction derivatives का. So ये concept भी बहुत important है. Here we are trying to find out the projection of we are finding out the component of del phi in the direction of certain another given vector which is u bar. But I think we are running out of time. It's your lunch break, and this particular part is very essential and should be continued along with few problems. So I should take that. I think I should take that in next section. Alright. In next week, we will be having four session, including your tutorial, and that we will be engaging to completing this particular unit. And ये unit अगर smoothly हो जाता है हमारा, उसके बाद couple of extra lectures I will be planning just to explain you the types of MCQs of all the three units, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. MCQ practice हमारी हो नहीं पाई है, so we will plan accordingly. Am I right? Alright. So let us stop over here. Give me a minute to work on your attendance and we'll stop.